Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Not Too Deep. I'm your host, Grace Helbig. We have Joel McHale here with us. You know him from The Soup, even though he doesn't really want to talk about that. You also know him from Community. You know him from his newest stand-up special that's available for all of you and your ears and your eyes to watch. You also will know that he loves swords and knives and all of that fun stuff, just like a normal adult does. He also was part of a rowing team that used to make all the guys shave their heads and take the hair and put it into a pillow. Very normal things on this episode of Not Too Deep with Joel McHale.
Not too deep.
Ever in the mood for a great tasting beer, but not the buzz that comes with it? Enter Brooklyn Brewery's Special Effects, a delicious, flavorful, brand new brew that happens to be non-alcoholic. Special Effects is not just for folks who don't drink alcohol. It's for anyone who wants to do more with their days and nights. So head to brooklynbrewery.com/special effects for more info and to see where you can pick up a 6-pack or 2 near you.
Not too deep. Not too deep. With Grace Helbig.
Where are the dogs and why aren't they here?
The dogs.
This is my biggest disappointment of you walking in this room
I
right
said
now.
goodbye tonight. I just walked out and said goodbye, guys.
Because it's Beanbag
Beanbag.
and Cowboy.
And Cowboy and,
And the third one.
well, Harry he's elusive.
Okay. But the elusive in like this is just like a dog in the streets that you guys hang with? Or
No,
this is
he's
your
a ghost. He can take any form.
Okay.
He's a shape-shifting coton d'Utelier. That's how you, no, it's a little white dog. And he is not, he's like the Doc from Back to the Future.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got his own ideas, and he has no time for the beanbag cowboy shenanigans.
Because Beanbag and Cowboy seem like they're built perfectly for Instagram.
They have really helped me monetize.
Trust me, I have a dog, and that's like her sole purpose is like when
Yeah.
I'm out of content ideas, I just turn it on her and
then
let her
people
do
are
her
like,
work.
Yeah. And people think I have a soul and have empathy for
Yeah.
other beings because of these dogs.
It balances you out on
I
a
just-
compassion.
My wife
spectrum.
just she didn't talk me out of it, but she stonewalled me on getting another dog.
Oh, so you're a dog person. So if you
No.
Okay.
No, cat person, actually.
Really?
Yeah, no cats.
No cats.
No, I love cats, but my wife's allergic. So no, I would get 9 dogs.
Really?
Just shit everywhere.
Yeah, well, the 2 that are primarily featured on your Instagram are
They're the show.
adorable.
They are. And one of them is very crazy and aggressive.
Which is that the
Beanbag.
Yeah, the French Bulldog.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I follow a ton of French Bulldog accounts.
There you go. Yeah.
I went through a big phase, and then I feel like bad if I unfollow them because I know that there's a human on the other side that's like managing this account.
How
And
often do you
so-
unfollow accounts?
Not that often, to be very fair. Yeah, maybe like 1 or 2.
Because they're boring, or because they've said something you don't like, or you
Because
just
it's
like, why
someone
am I
that
following this?
I don't know who the person is, and like
Oh.
not that I don't know who that person is anymore. Like I literally don't know who this person is that I started following.
And do you recall why you followed them in the first
Nope,
place?
and that's why I unfollow. Is that I don't remember. I'm sure it was like a late night being like, yeah, here, take it. Show me your account.
And you're okay with that somewhere in this world,
Yeah.
this person went, I just got unfollowed by Grace Helbig.
Well, as
What did
far
I
as I
just
know,
do?
they don't get the notifications of that. If
yeah,
they
but
did,
they're gonna know the most
you blame
would
the
know.
algorithm. You blame the algorithm. I don't
Like,
know.
I had no choice.
I had no idea. It's been accidentally unfollowing a lot of people in my feed. I don't know.
I felt like Twitter for a while was having me follow people and unfollow people that I had no choice in.
Well, it did.
Am I
this,
crazy?
You're not crazy because I think it did this thing at one point that I don't know if it still does, where it would suggest people in your feed that it would think that you might like,
Yes.
but it would come up as if you're already following them. Because that happened to me too. That I was like, when the fuck did I follow this like chef celebrity that I
Right.
don't really know at all?
That's really, if you think about our planet, everyone's like, it's going to be 16 billion people and it's really, it'll be 16 billion people in 25 years, and 8 billion of them will be celebrity chefs.
Yeah,
Easily.
if we're lucky, but they'll have nothing to cook with
Who would
because
have thought
everything is
that
burning.
if you're a chef, you're like, why am I going into cooking? For the fame.
For the fame.
For the television shows.
I mean, do you think what would Guy Fieri be doing otherwise?
I like how you say his name.
That's how you say it,
Guy
right?
Fieri.
Guy Fieri. I'm giving him so much credit.
Yeah, those flame tattoos going up his lower arms.
How would we know how to wear our sunglasses on the back of our neck if we didn't have Guy Fieri?
Right. How would we know what a Hawaiian shirt with that's always black and orange
How
and
many
yellow.
variations there could be of that one pattern?
Oh, frosted tips have never been so frosted.
Oh man,
I hear he's a very nice man.
I
never
hear the
met
same
him.
thing. Same.
I mean, it's amazing he's alive for the amount of butter that he uses,
Yeah.
but that's what I eat, so it's
Par for the course. Is there anyone that you follow online that's like a not a hate follow, but like that you're obsessed with following? That like is a little like I don't hate follow, but like
follow Bird Graveyard on Instagram. That's a wonderful.
What is that?
Just bird scooters being knocked over.
Wait, what? Oh, I thought you meant like actual like animal, like the birds.
No, birds and like the Lime scooters and anything like that. Like there'll be a line of 100 and someone just tipping them all over.
Oh, that's
or
nice.
Hucking them in rivers. It's not good for the environment or for the company.
But it gives you satisfaction on some level.
Yeah, and then there's a POV thing called POV videos on Instagram that
What's that?
They're all terrifying videos of people like on mountain bikes zipping off of
yeah, with
mountains.
like GoPros attached to the front of it. Yeah, that stuff is horrifying.
And then on what do you call on Reddit? Hold My Beer is pretty much
that's a great one.
Great. And then Hold My Feeding Tube is rough, but
is that for real?
Yeah.
I have not heard of that one.
I mean, it is dark because it's all the things that Hold My Beer is like, we can't show that because a person was terribly injured or killed. And then it comes up and I'm like, I can't, I'm looking at this now.
I follow drunk people doing things, dummies doing things, old people doing things, like workout fails, stuff like that.
Yeah, it is weird because some of those people that will be like, that's what they will be known for the rest of their lives. At their funeral, it will be brought up.
Yeah.
That while trying to bench press 390 pounds, their pectoral muscle snapped.
Yeah, and we got it on camera.
We have it, and now it's,
Well,
I mean, David After Dentist will only be David After Dentist.
So years ago, I was at an internet convention in Boston, like right after David After Dentist like came out, and it was with basically just memes walking everywhere. Like the guy that made Keyboard Cat was there, and he was like, the Pied Piper of everyone being like, that's the guy that made Keyboard Cat.
He made Keyboard Cat.
And my friend and I sat in on this, like the opening, whatever, and we turned around and David After Dentist was just sitting behind us with his dad, and we were freaking the fuck out. Just being like, that's him, that's the kid, that's the kid, that's that 6-year-old.
If Leonardo DiCaprio was sitting next to him, you would have been like, yeah. Anyway, David After Dentist.
Titanic, yeah. How are your teeth, man? How's it going? No, the sad part about those accounts is that they're private, so you have to request permission to follow them. So it's one of those things where you go, I want their approval. I want to be in.
I did that with Snoop.
Wait, Snoop is private?
Yeah. He's got like 16 million followers, but it's private.
So he's letting everyone in, but he just wants you to ring the doorbell first.
Just so you know, this is not free.
Okay, so you've been super busy. You had your comedy special just came out.
Thank you for mentioning it.
Yeah, how'd that go? This is your first one.
This is my first one.
Very cool.
It took me, 16 years to get it together.
Has this been something in the works for that long? Has this been something like over the last couple of years that you're like, I actually want to do this?
I finally felt like I had good enough jokes to put them down. Yeah.
Okay.
For a while, I was like, I don't know if this will. I just wasn't comfortable. And then I finally got to a place where I was like, oh, I think these are going to be okay. And then I thought to myself, what an arrogant bastard for thinking, oh, now your jokes are good. So it just took a little while, and I was free.
Yeah, I imagine with something like that, it's never totally done. Like you could be fine tuning it for the rest of your life if you don't just commit to doing it. Yeah,
just looking at my hair on camera, I'm like, I better go back and retape that.
There you go.
Why did I wear that shirt?
Yeah,
I'm happy with the boots, but the jeans? Come on, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to look like a 22-year-old?
Just troll yourself. That's
I do.
The best way to
I
do
should.
It.
I reviewed myself a lot on Amazon Prime.
Did you? I was going to ask because it came out on Amazon.
Yes.
Do you actually read the reviews of it after it comes out?
I haven't, not out of fear or wanting to be adored, which I do. No, only I live a life of never completing anything.
Okay.
And just barely keeping up. So it's one of those things like, I gotta do that.
Yeah,
Gotta go
eventually,
look.
it'll be on
Do
your
you look
forever.
at your comments?
I'm kind of exactly the same way that I, in the past, have looked at comments a lot, but mostly for like crowdsourcing information or ideas and that sort of thing. And then you always get caught up in like the negative ones, and sometimes you engage and sometimes you hate yourself for engaging. But I've done that less and less, but still the same, like, God, I should go and just respond to comments. Like that's always on my forever to-do list, and I just never do
it's
it.
like the closet needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
I need to reorganize. I need to get rid of, all that.
I need to get another dog. All
when
of it.
Twitter, when I first got on Twitter, I always looked at the comments, and then
did.
And that now is, I don't know,
A minefield.
10 years ago though. But now I don't, because there's such a jailbreak on the comments that it doesn't matter anonymous hatred or adoration is so, I don't know. It's just kind of like, and now I don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm old. Maybe it is.
Maybe that's the healthiest way to be. Maybe not being
Old?
obsessed with your that.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I get so many comments from my kids, anyways. That.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you have a son,
two sons,
and how old are they?
14 and 11.
So they're at the prime age to judge you completely, and
yeah, they started
endlessly.
that. They got a jump start on that years ago.
What do they think about what you do? Do they think it's cool? Are they embarrassed by it?
If I talk about, they don't like it when I talk about them, but I have paid them for jokes.
So that's what the next 45 minutes will be.
Yeah. No, sometimes I'll be like, I'd like to tell this joke, and they're like, all right, well, $200, and I'll give them money.
You've raised entrepreneurs, little businessmen.
They've monetized I guess they. It's always, I don't know. It's like, I always thought I was going to be a businessman because my dad always went to work in a suit and a tie.
Sure.
So this is what I've always kind of done.
Right.
And it's something they also, I live, and so do you. You live in a world where you are with people that are known for what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And so that has become strangely normal. I'm not saying I only hang out with famous people, which I try to, but or think people like you just because 70% of the
your
people
friends
in Los
are the people that you've worked with.
Yes,
and so they
it's
see
like I
these-
would know all the plumbers if I was a plumber,
Right. And so
And
they're
that's-
seeing your friend group and it's normal to them, but to any
Right.
other kid in any other state, like this is a very abnormal experience.
I would probably, but it's not like I go, but I don't even, I don't know. It's not, they were very happy when I played in the Fortnite, all the different Fortnite events.
I was going to ask, what is the thing that they're most proud of you for doing?
That I didn't horribly embarrass them while playing Fortnite
So they're
publicly.
Yeah, so this was a public Fortnite
It's
fundraiser.
happened twice. It was a huge tons of charity money was given out.
Okay.
$1 million was given to the winner to donate.
Dang.
Which shows you also that Epic Games is doing just fine.
Yeah.
It's the most popular video game in the history of the planet.
I think they're okay.
But I took them and they were like, don't. My older son was like, look, Dad, I'm not the greatest at this game, but you are terrible.
So don't
You are
fuck this up
terrible
for
at
us.
this game. Don't mess it up. And I'm like, okay, no. And then I really, I don't get nervous anymore because I've been on stage so many times yelling at drunk people that was one time I was like, oh, I'm nervous. And I'm operating a little tiny piece of plastic.
And people can see if I'm good or bad at this thing.
Constantly.
There's a very clear delineation.
Yeah. Do you play?
No, I can't play it. Like I've tried. It's just not, my makeup, it doesn't, I can't do it.
But it's never been in your...
No, I'm a Tetris girl.
So you loved Tetris.
I like puzzle games. I like simple,
I got
easy.
a game for you.
I like Dave and Buster's dumbass games. Like those are my jam.
Okay.
Yeah.
But those...
Give me a giant like wheel that I hit a button and it spins and I hope for 50 tickets.
Oh, you would love hanging out with my 11-year-old.
Yeah,
And he was like, we got a bunch of prizes. And I was like, you're right. It only cost me $200.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, now I call that casinos. So
Yeah. But I do like how you can walk around with a beer at Dave & Buster's playing that's...
Oh, it's great. I lose everything constantly, but somehow I've kept 2 Dave & Buster's power cards for like the last 2 years in my purse. Just in case, on a whim, I go back.
Because
they don't expire. I'm fine.
And then have you claimed the prizes?
The night, yeah, I've claimed the prizes for the night that I was there, but these power cards have it was a night that's like, we got to stop because now we've been here too long, but there's still money on these cards.
Yeah.
So I keep them, which maybe that's frugal, maybe that's psychotic. I don't know.
It's probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. And that's part of the charm, right?
See, but when the society collapses,
Yeah.
and it's just rogue bands of marauders.
David
who are
Buster's is going to be my.
No, you're going to whip those out when they're like, you're dead. We're going to put your head on a pike, and then you pull those 2 cards out.
Oh,
They're going to go.
Well, that's my.
She's our queen.
My bunker is just going to be at Dave and Buster's. I'm just driving straight there and hoping for the best, hiding under a table.
You better get some serious backup generators.
Oh, I assume they have it. They have everything.
They?
Dave and
All
Buster
Dusty-
have
yeah.
everything.
Who is Dave and who is Buster? Are we going to get something free out of talking about Dave and Buster's this much?
This is, I think, me manifesting it. I'm really trying. Do you get free stuff sent to you?
Yeah,
Like unsolicited free things?
absolutely. I love it.
What's your... Oh, okay. Because when I came and did this soup...
people are always like, how dare you? Why would you do that? I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
It's free.
Okay, so this...
I give a lot of it away, guys.
I just remembered when I came and did the soup years ago, you were one of the people that knew about the night Cold Steel.
Yes.
And you were obsessed with Cold Steel, and I hadn't met anyone else that was like super obsessed with Cold Steel, and you just had like katana blades in your office.
Yes, because I said, if you give me some swords and axes and maces, I will use them on camera all the time.
Are you still an avid Cold Steel boy?
I do like Cold Steel very much.
I don't know. I haven't checked in to see if there's still like a thriving company.
Cold Steel
or not.
is a very thriving company. They're in Ventura, California.
Is it still Lynn? Was that his name? The guy?
The head?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still, he owns it.
Yeah.
You've met him.
I don't think I've met.
How do you know his name?
Because I dated a guy that bought the DVD and brought it home, and we watched the full DVD with his roommate when I lived in New York years and years ago. It's Lynn just with a katana blade in a gymnasium cutting a boot that has raw meat inside of it falling out.
And then you thought, have I met the man of my dreams? Or am I going to run out before this
I don't know if this is a
over?
red flag or green flag. I'm on the fence right now.
Yeah, I bought a switchblade in Italy while on my honeymoon. And I played with it the whole time. And my wife thought, who the hell have I married? What has happened? We're sitting there in Rome. And I'm like, look, click, click. Click just over. That was the beginning.
She was like, I have to say yes to everything he suggests because he just keeps clicking the
This idiot
switchblade the whole
running around
time.
with a switchblade in Italy.
What's the coolest thing that you've gotten for free?
Oh, man.
Or
Oh,
weirdest thing?
Oh, weirdest. Oh, I think the weirdest and yet useful was a stool that goes around your toilet.
Okay.
So you don't sit on your toilet, but you squat over your toilet.
Okay. I'm trying to imagine this.
It is a U-shaped stool.
Okay. So it's
that
like a
is
booster
just
seat?
about, you stand on it and you squat.
Wait.
So instead of sitting on the toilet like this, you go like that.
Oh, so yeah, squatty potty.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah. You know you're supposed to sit though with those.
No, you're not.
Oh, then maybe I've been doing because I have a squatty potty.
Then your just legs are a little bit higher up.
Yeah, because it's supposed to induce like the actual like caveman like
Right, but the
digestive.
cavemen weren't sitting; they were squatting.
We don't know that for sure.
Oh yeah.
We don't
You
know if
think
they sat in
entire
that dirt
societies were like, what do we do first? Well, we have to build a chair over the hole.
But I feel
No,
like,
that's the whole thing is that you use these muscles that that's why in China and numerous countries they can squat forever because they've worked those muscles and then
Wow.
supposedly it stops,
well then
cancer from forming down there because you use all the muscles down there.
sure. I've been doing it horribly wrong.
Well, you've
then.
just been sitting up. You just been
Yeah, sit with
you've
my knees
basically
up.
just been going in a child's potty
Yeah,
this whole time. That's what
I've
you're
been-
simulating.
And it works.
Next time, squat.
Okay.
Without
the actual name of the product.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's an
Yeah,
indicator.
it would be
Hmm.
kneesy upsies.
Yeah. Like,
stool.
what if your knees were up here?
Wouldn't that change everything? Not
That'll
really.
help you out.
What is the weirdest thing you've gotten?
I paid for my squatty potty.
You did? I
Yeah.
used my squatty potty.
No, same. I
Yeah.
have one in my bathroom right now. No, the best product that I've ever gotten for free along those same lines is Poopery. I talk about it all the time. I think it's an ingenious product. It's
Ye-
the spray before you go.
And does it really work?
I mean, it creates an aroma that's not so wretched, but it does,
So it's
people
like,
know you did something
Now
in
it
there.
smells like roses
Yeah.
and feces.
Now it smells, like a little bit of like rancid roses.
Now, why not? I don't want to
but I love it, and I will love any free product. Poopery.
Yeah, send it. But why not, light a match before?
You can do that. That works. But the poopery, to me, especially like when you're on sets and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
When you don't have so many matches. Like,
What? Are you go on a lot of sets that don't allow
where
matches?
everyone's just got nervous shits all day long. Like, you're going to run out of matches real quick.
Or then you get the reputation. It's like, there's that pyromaniac, Grace Helbig, coming to set again. She's just going to be lighting matches all over the place.
Just going to the front of bars, just stealing all their matches everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got sent Squatty Potty for free. I'm very jealous of that.
It was a wooden one.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's classy.
It was nice. And then I broke it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you are supposed to sit on the toilet.
That's not how it broke.
Oh, okay. Well, no follow-up questions on that potential story.
It was an intruder who was squatting. No.
Yeah, an intruder that just got real nervous about robbing you.
Boy, we've talked. We better get some free stuff.
I hope so. Okay, we're going to take a quick break real quick. When we get back, I have more questions for you. And then we're going to get into Twitter questions, which is always very telling to me of how a guest is perceived by the world.
Right.
So,
hold on to your hat.
Yeah, we'll be right back with more Not Too Deep.
Not too deep.
Support for today's show comes from a company that's here to support you. That's right, it's Third Love. Third Love designs bras with breast shape and size in mind for a perfect fit and premium feel. Hands down, the most comfortable bra that you'll ever own. They have straps that won't slip and tagless labels, and not to mention lightweight, super thin memory foam cups that mold to your shape. Every customer has 60 days to put their bra to the test, and if you don't love it, you can return it, and Third Love will wash and donate it to a woman in need, supporting charities in their local San Francisco Bay Area and across the United States. I have a bunch of Third Love bras, and I truly, truly love them. I wear sports bras most of my life because I'm just, lazy, and these truly are as comfortable as a sports bra. Third Love knows that there's a perfect bra for everyone, so they're offering you guys 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/grace to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/grace for 15% off today.
Not too deep.
As the creators of Clean Beauty, Bare Minerals is driven by a philosophy that makeup and skincare should make your skin better, not just better looking. That's why their best-selling original foundation is made with only 5 ingredients, and they're all minerals. For Bare Minerals to be clean without compromise means good for you skin formulas with proven performance. Upgrade to Clean Beauty products. Use the foundation finder at bareminerals.com to find your perfect match and get 20% off when you use the promo code NOT2DEEP. Bare Minerals, the power of good. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the special.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, how do you? Well, so it's out by the time this episode airs. It'll have been out, and everyone can get it on.
It's
they can
out. Yeah,
buy it and rent it on Amazon, right?
Yeah, I think it's now. If you have Amazon Prime, you can just watch it.
Sweet. What is the like? So you go to a bunch of
Clubs,
clubs, and you work out all this material, and then did you decide on the place that you shot the actual special?
That was up to the company, and I was in negotiation.
Okay, got it. And you shot up in San Francisco?
Yes, in San Jose, because there's a beautiful little theater there that Charlie Chaplin has performed in, and I thought that would be. I wanted to go,
cool.
but I was wanting to go to like Barrow, Alaska.
Oh, really?
But which is in the Arctic Circle. But then there was like logistics and stuff, and then my timing got, and they were like, just go to San Jose, dummy. Yeah, and so then I taped like 2, or let's see, that weekend I did 4 shows, and every show was like 80 or 90 minutes long.
Dang.
And then they cut it down to 50 minutes.
That's nuts. And the lead up to that, I imagine, is like very stressful.
Obsessive compulsive workaholism really comes in handy when you're a stand-up.
I'm sure. What were there any places that you played that were particularly wonderful or particularly terrible?
Nothing was like really ever really bad. In Naples, Florida, was a very strange mix of people.
Okay.
and an alarming number of elderly drunks.
Really?
Like really old, really drunk. And I think they, to the point where I was like, what's happening?
Am I being pranked?
So it became the drunkest weekend and I've, usually you can count on Saturday night late show is always pretty drunk.
Yeah.
Friday night late show starts drunk, and then they've been working all day, and then they go to dinner, then they go to a late comedy show,
right?
And they've been drinking, and then they go.
And it's Florida.
Holy crap! No, well, for most show, I mean, around the country, and then they go, holy crap, I'm tired, and then they fall asleep, or they. These were just consistent, super drunk. A woman, this is not a unique story, but a woman absolutely wet herself badly, all over the place. It was as if she had
like her water broke?
Like she was going for a record, and she had to be careful. It's rare. I know that some comics have an audience that is super drunk, and they show up drunk because it's a party, and mine usually aren't like that. Not because I discourage it or because I think it's just, but it's rare when people are being carried out by their limbs.
Wow.
And this woman was, she didn't know where she was. And that doesn't happen to, it was fine for me. I got paid. I was just like, this is going to be, you have to stop, most comics do that, but you have to stop everything.
Right.
And wait for them to clear it out.
Yeah. Which it's always fun for the momentum of the show that you're trying to build.
Because then I'm just going like, now where was I? Please, someone remind me what I was talking about. So that was, I wouldn't say it was like, there's some venues that don't have bathrooms backstage. Like there's this wonderful old theater in Virginia, really wonderful, but it's grandfathered in. So you can't, or you're not grandfathered, but it's it's on the historic registry, and so you can't change anything for whatever reason, or maybe they're lying to me, but they don't have a bathroom in the back of the theater. So my friend and I, because I'm like, oh man, do I have time to run to the Mexican restaurant across the street? And then I don't, and then we pee into cups. And then there's like, at the end of the weekend, we had a line of cups, and I thought we should really give these away.
Who needs a merch table?
Poopery. You got to come up with the on-the-go
What's the
urine
piss
cup
alternative for that. Are you still on the road now after the specials aired?
I am. I do a lot of colleges. So
how's that?
I love it.
Really?
Yeah, it's very weird to be doing comedy for people that absolutely could be my children.
Sure.
Or grandchildren at this point if I lived in the South. But they're wonderful, and everyone complains about kids being super PC, and they're just for almost without exception, they've just been fun and wanting to see comedy.
That's cool.
Boy, were they disappointed when they coming.
Who is coming?
But the number of people that are like, oh, my mom and dad love you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is that part of it?
Yeah,
like, do they know you
say hello to your mom and dad. I'll get up there and be like, enjoy the museum. This is a tribute show to old people.
Speaking of old people, you were on Match Game.
Yeah,
$100,000 pyramid.
Well, yes, you can see how I've been making my income since the shows I was on were canceled.
What a big spectrum of things that you're working
you name
on
it.
right now.
I'll be appearing on it.
How is that? This is what's Alec Baldwin's game night situation?
No, that's Match Game.
Match Game. Okay.
Game Night, Hollywood Game Night. NBC.
Okay, and these are. Forgive me, I haven't watched these.
Well, you're a young person.
But I grew up watching Game Show Network, so I know all of these games. Yeah. I know how they work, and I loved like Match Game. We're going to talk about Drag Race in a little bit too.
We got to talk about Drag Race.
Snatch Game, Match Game, all of it. Yeah.
Match Game is obviously from the 70s and was brought back.
Because what's his face? Charles, who hosted it back then?
I forget.
This
is how. Little Sleep, Gene Rayburn.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
He was great. I mean, now when you watch it,
it's a little questionable.
Well, he's very good host, but it's...
Same with Family Feud.
Yes. There's a thing that Gene Rayburn did. I hope his family's listening. No, that when a new young woman would appear on the show, he was like, well... it's your first time on the show and you know what you have to do for Uncle Gene.
no.
We have to have a kiss. And then he would plant a really bad long kiss. And it was it would be headlines all over the place.
Oh, yeah. That's how Family Feud worked.
Speaking of trash, they were all trashed as well. All those celebrities.
Yeah. You can see they're just like red-faced and sweaty the whole time.
Yeah.
But
and then, of course, Richard Dawson then got Family Feud, which he then enjoyed so many moms across this country of ours who would appear.
Yeah.
And the husbands were like, that's Richard Dawson.
And then there'd always be a grandma that's like, I want to kiss. And he'd be like, not in my contract. Very. But the new ones are for 2019. So,
they are updated. Thank God.
Is it just celebrities competing, or
on
is
Match Game? It is.
On Match Game.
Well, you help come up with the answer for the person for who are but like pyramid is for that's when you actually have to match game is a party time and it's great fun and Alec is very good at it.
But
Michael Strahan is hard. You have to come up. You're timed, and you have to come up with the answers
because you're helping this person win actual money.
You're helping them all. Yes, they're all. But you have to work hard in this one. You have to get them to.
I think I'd be too nervous about my abilities to perform under that kind of pressure.
They do, especially with that one. They make sure you know the game because you can't go out there.
Yeah, you can't go out there just thinking like, I kind of know how it works. Don't worry.
Yeah, because you're going to screw someone over. And we got to the final pyramid. We didn't get $100,000, but we got a lot of money for this woman. And she said to me, she was like, if I win, I'm going to jump on you. And she was like 6'1". And
well, it's fair.
And she won. And then, boy, it's a good thing I do a lot of potty squatting because I was ready.
Are you a game person like that? Like, do you play board games? Do you do any of that kind of stuff?
I play.
Other than Fortnite?
How dare you? I play video games and I play.
So you really do play video games?
Yes, and I play a lot of sports. If there is a ball, no matter how it's shaped, I grew up throwing it or running with it or hitting it.
You went to college for some sort of athletics,
right?
Well,
I went to college because I was recruited to be a rower.
Wow,
and then I got into a fist fight with the rowing team.
With the whole team?
It was varsity versus 2 freshmen.
Okay.
We lost.
Lost, and so you got in a fist fight.
Yeah, and the guy, Jason Riney, the guy who I fought, we back-to-back fighting, defending ourselves.
Some weird teen movie.
He's gone on to be a very successful lawyer at Microsoft and married a very good high school friend of mine, Suzanne Russell. So it all worked out.
Good for
them.
After
that fiasco with the rowing team at the University of Washington was, I don't know what it's like now, but they were peculiar. And they had all these rituals such as shaving. The freshmen would shave their head and eyebrows and then put all that hair into a pillow. And then there was a display case of hair pillows, which is like a serial killer. Yeah,
this is
or some sort of death camp.
This sounds like a cult that had a pastime of rowing.
Yes, that's not a bad. I would agree with what you very much so.
That you were part of a cult that just all happened to enjoy rowing.
Oh, and if you did as a freshman, there was all these crazy, stupid fucking rules, and if you violated any of them, you would have to go throw yourself in the lake.
What?
And so you just go like, all right, I'm going in the lake, and guys would come back soaked. I was like, what happened? You're like, oh, I didn't push a chair in properly. And I was like, it's November. And they're like, yeah, what are you going to do?
So this is like a fraternity then?
Oh, I was in a fraternity at that point, and they had nothing nearly as dumb as that.
They were very lax. But the rowing
I was
team.
in a fraternity full of football players, and to which I am such a maniac that I was. They were like, you should join the football team. I'm like, sounds great. And in
college.
Yes, and so I was on the football team for 2 years.
So I always assume that people that play, because I went to college and my college was so small, we didn't have a football team, that I just assume everything's like Friday Night Lights, like people get recruited and they go. Like I didn't think you would just decide to sign up for football. This
was not a normal path.
Okay.
And I don't recommend it. And it was very dangerous.
Okay.
But I was, like young and I was in a decent shape. So I I don't. Again, I'm very lucky that
Wow.
I wasn't turned inside out by
So-
some of these guys. They were insane athletes.
Yeah, I can imagine. How does getting into entertainment fall in that part of your life if it was
well,
part of your life
people
then?
were cheering for us, so it's the same
so
thing.
you were performing.
Yeah, I was like, look at all these people. They're all at the game. Let's go. This is great.
Give me a mic. Let me see what happens.
I was so bad in school, dyslexic, continue to be, and I got the bug for acting when I was a 5th grader, and that's all I ever wanted to do and
Really?
perform. And so I did a bunch. The only other thing I was good at was sports, and so terrible in school.
Huh.
I cheated through every class.
Wow.
I was very good at cheating. It's really great when I go to colleges and give interviews because they're like, "How was your college experience?" I was like, barely was there, and I cheated every time I was in class.
I mean, these are the foundations of a lot of successful people.
This is why I'm running for office.
yeah.
Cheat your way through.
You're doing it. Okay. Are you a Visco girl?
I don't know.
Okay. Just throwing
Probably.
it out there. Do you love scrunchies and hydro flasks? It's a very important hot button issue on the internet right now.
Well, it's a real timely question with the scrunchies because
They're back. They're
They
back.
are?
Yeah. It's like
scrunchies are back.
unironically back. Yeah. It's there's this whole trend. I think now you'll see this everywhere that I've mentioned this to you. Visco girl.
Oh.
If you ask your sons about it,
There's
I
no
think
scrunchies in here.
no, none of us are Visco girls. Don't worry.
I am neutral. I'm Switzerland on it.
Okay.
Sometimes scrunchies were horrible, and then
Okay.
other times great.
I mean, that's a very politically correct answer.
But I know it's politically correct, but it's just weird to me if people remember now it's like 15, 17 years ago when it was Ugg boots.
Yeah, and I
With
unironically,
miniskirts?
well, when I went to college, it was like Ugg boots and leggings every day, and that was formal wear. Like that was what you thought, like you'd go to a job interview.
Yeah,
I also from New Jersey, so
that basically you were turning into Wall-E, the movie.
yeah.
With people just in no, but I was like, what? You have Ugg boots, and then women had mini skirts on.
Yeah.
It looked like their house had caught fire, and they just ran out,
Grabbed the first
the first thing, and was just like, well, I got a mini skirt and some Uggs. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what a Visco girl looks like. It's like oversized t-shirts, scrunchies, hydro flasks, and like Birkenstocks.
But the Hydro Flask,
I
why
don't-
that specific brand?
I couldn't tell you. I'm still learning as I go.
I feel like I'm so old now that boat is sailed.
I'm just trying to reconnect
Do
you
you
to
wear
the youth.
scrunchies?
No, but when the next college show that you do, you'll really connect with them. If you bring
Visco
up,
Girls.
Yeah, VSCO.
Which stands for?
It's like a editing app on your phone. It's like the rival to Instagram, I
Oh.
believe. It's as much as I can understand of
It's
it.
the rival to Instagram.
Yeah.
How are they doing?
No one knows, but this is being talked about a lot in very vague ways. So I think you'll win a lot of favors if you mention it at all the next time you go to a college.
If I said good evening, Visco Girls.
Oh, they'd lose their goddamn minds.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
just
going to
saying,
try it at
I'm placing a bet.
Central Washington University.
There you go. Okay, we're going to take one last break. And when we get back, we have a bunch of Twitter questions for you, which, like I said,
That wasn't a Twitter question?
no, that was from my heart and my soul.
They were like, what are we going to ask Joel? Oh, I know. I got number one. Is he a Visco girl?
I want to ask about his family and his affinity for being a Visco girl.
And the dogs. Are the dogs Visco girls?
God, I'm restraining myself from talking about the dogs because they're great.
Oh, I got some good. I'll show you a video during the break.
God, that's going to hurt my heart. But yeah, we'll be right back with more Not Too Deep.
Not too deep.
Warby Parker was founded with the goal to create boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Their glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses, and lenses include anti-glare and anti-scratch coatings. If you need help, you take the quiz at warbyparker.com/grace, answer a few questions, and they'll suggest some great-looking glasses that are totally personalized to fit your face and your style. With their free home try-on program, you order 5 pairs of glasses and try them on for 5 days, and there's no obligation to buy. The glasses ship free and include a prepaid return shipping label. And now introducing Scout by Warby Parker. comfortable, breathable, and affordable daily contact lenses. These lenses are made from a super moist material that resists drying for lasting hydration and comfort, and you can wear them for less than $1.25 a day. Order a trial pack that includes 6 days worth of contacts for only $5 and then receive $5 off your next Warby Parker order. My mom is obsessed with her Warby Parkers. I have a bunch of friends that are obsessed. This company is chic. They're affordable, and the try-on process, you don't have to deal with people staring at you, seeing what fits your face and what doesn't. Oh, it's a dream. Order the free home try-on program or request a trial of Scout contact lenses for just $5 by visiting warbyparker.com/grace to learn more. That's warbyparker.com/grace. Before we get into these Twitter questions, I'm going to ask you the 2 questions I ask every single guest.
Am I a what girl?
Visco girl.
Visco.
That was a separate, but that might become a 3rd question. These I ask every single guest on the podcast. The first is, who, alive or dead, would you most want to throw cold spaghetti at?
Boy, I'd say Richard Gere, dead.
Okay. I don't know if anyone's interpreted the question as getting to choose if the person was alive or dead. We've done so many episodes and we've never had anyone
I would like him to
interpret
pass
that.
away and then I'd throw it at him.
I appreciate how your brain works.
I stole that joke.
Okay. Well, the other question is to tell us your worst pants shitting story or like a close call.
Worst?
Yeah, but
As opposed to my best one?
I mean, people have different experiences, but you can only use 3 words or 3 small phrases. So mine is college, jogging, front lawn.
Okay. I'm going to say Grace Helbig podcast.
I was hoping. There's a bathroom right down the hall.
Too late.
Perfect. We don't have another
I
podcast
just
to do in
your
here.
worst pants shitting experience. I'm like,
I don't
well,
know.
I remember the best one.
Yeah, I had one really good one, but I can't bring that one up.
That was a glorious day.
Okay, let's get into these Twitter questions.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know, what is your favorite soup?
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I'm saying actual soup.
I like a stew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that a soup?
It's liquid surrounded by hot.
Yeah.
It's hot liquid with
hot.
stuff in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm trying to think of the best soup I've ever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, that's a real clever question. I've never heard that one before.
Of course not.
Did anyone actually respond
Respond to
the Twitter questions?
Yeah, these are all Twitter questions.
Wow. All
yeah.
right.
I'm not
Thanks
bullshitting
for remembering,
you right
guys. Thank you.
Okay, everyone's asking, how was it like being a judge on Drag Race, and if Michelle Visage still hates you? Because look, I watched it. I'm a huge Drag Race fan. I watched that episode. You were an asshole that whole episode.
How dare you?
You were having a great time.
I had a great time. And I was very complimentary.
You were. Lots of hoots and hollers.
They very happy every time I was like, those are a bunch of dudes. Yes, Michelle. I really love Michelle. I love Michelle, and we message each other. And I when she started getting annoyed, I was like, oh, this is my favorite thing that's ever happened.
I feel like by the end of it, she was like turning the corner and like.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
that's optimistically speaking.
She really is genuinely delightful and a very nice person. But when that little game kind of presented itself, that I was annoying everyone, it made me so
doubled down
happy.
on it.
I can't not go for that. I was just as long as Rue was happy, then I was happy.
Right. How was the experience otherwise?
It was.
Did you know like exactly what you were walking into?
Yeah. Well, I'd watched the show a zillion times.
Yeah.
And the show has become this. It started out as kind of very dirty. Like that show used to be insanely
the innuendo would be like out of this world.
Like the glory hole references were crazy.
And the pit crew and everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's like a cultural phenomenon, and it's a great show, obviously. But I had a great experience. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
That was the most kind of surprising thing, that it was like a 9-hour day, because the costume changes and the resets are major.
Well, that's the crazy thing. I think when you watch the show, that part of the show happens so quickly
Right.
compared to everything else, but you don't realize that they're doing full like makeup
They
changes
got to
backstage.
tear it all down and put it all back in a
Yeah.
whole different way. And then the amount of rehearsal time they're putting in is astonishing.
Yeah. Do you keep in touch with any of the queens?
I follow numerous queens on Instagram
Any
and Twitter,
faves?
and there's been some what do you call it? Some direct messaging. We had, what is her name? She was on episode of Community. Well, I'm really great. This shows you how old I am.
Nailing it. I
Nailing
like that
it.
you said, what is it called?
So let's
direct
just go
messaging?
with it was a drag queen.
Okay. I mean, I feel like you should show up at DragCon.
I would.
If they're like, we're good.
They asked if I could be on the celebrity one, and I was like, I'm all in, but I was working, so I couldn't do it.
Dang.
But watching me dance would be a pretty depressing
or wonderfully entertaining thing.
Yeah, you'd just be like, oh, that guy.
To lip sync for your life?
So sad.
Someone wants to know what's so bad about having ice in your drinks?
I don't like it hitting my teeth.
Okay.
I don't understand why people's drinks need to be colder than the Arctic.
Okay.
I like a cold soda, or as they say in other parts of the country, pop.
Yep.
Is great, but why dilute it with water, with an ice product? I don't want it to. That's why, like, by the end of it, if you put ice in a Coke, by the end, the bottom of it, it's no longer fizzy. It's ridiculous, and it needs to be stopped.
Okay. Wow. All right. I'm glad that
When I went to Europe and they don't give you ice and everything, if they'll just give you a glass of cold water, I'll be like, this is why
they figured it out.
it's the greatest place on the planet.
Someone just asked keto ?
I don't do that.
You don't do that.
No.
Have you dabbled in any of that type of?
I tried the intermittent fasting.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Badly.
Yeah, I
did it for a while and I gained weight.
Really?
I'm sure I wasn't doing it right, but I was absolutely proselytizing about it. And then I realized I was in my bathroom with my wife and I was naked. And I was like, what do you think? She's like, yeah, you put on a couple pounds. And I was like, oh, shoot. And yeah, I found, no, I don't do that keto. I don't any of that. I just keep track. I just basically keep track of calories.
Gotcha.
Because I just for me, it's just simple math of output needs to be less than input.
Yeah, keep it simple.
That's
why overcomplicate? Because
Yeah.
otherwise, I feel like everyone's playing experiments with their bodies.
Well, and then you're writing checks, thank you, that you cannot cash for the rest of your life. Whereas, like, you're just going to do this forever.
Right.
You're just never going to have a bowl of pasta. And every time you do, you're like, well, that's the end of my life.
This is who I am now.
And we also live in this society where we are obsessed. I mean, everyone's like, well, we're in a real bad way these days. And I was like, I don't know. We're obsessed with dieting. We can't seem to not eat.
Yeah.
We got food everywhere. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I think you're right. That I haven't. It's just become all of a sudden. I feel like it snuck up on us. Like even though it's been around forever, that everyone's keto now and everyone's checking if they're in ketosis.
Yes, they're all that. Everyone's
and
obsessed
that you
with
have
it.
to pee on a stick to check if you're in ketosis kills me. That I'm like, so everyone that's saying they're doing keto is at one point during the day, like at home pissing on a stick.
Imagine the plumber who has to service the Equinox toilets. They're like, well, one of those fucking sticks are in there, jammed at the whole thing.
Yeah, everyone's pregnant here, or everyone's doing ketosis.
So yeah, I know a person that injects themselves to make it like they're pregnant. And
what fun!
What do you do, Grace?
I do to try to live in moderation, balance, the same sort of thing.
Do you exercise?
Basic.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, I run.
How
I like
far
running.
a day?
I don't do it a day. I have a treadmill, and it's usually for like stress management and like anxiety and that kind of thing. If get stressed out enough that you have to run and not be around anyone.
Wow.
And that's a really great like fitness program.
Oh yeah.
It hasn't caught on like
So
keto
you just
yet,
pretend you're
but-
running away from something?
Yeah, in place in my home, and it's I allow myself to use my imagination, and it really creates a real solid foundation.
He's got a knife.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah, I have a green screen behind me that I project a lot of like horrible
That's-
images on.
Oh,
It's
that's
really great.
see that works really
yeah,
well.
I'm writing the book.
Okay.
If Joel had to pick one childhood memory that he could relive as an adult, what would it be? I mean, it doesn't sound like hair pillows is one of them.
No, I mean, as a child, boy, I relive it
Yeah.
like now, like recreate it, like I
guess-
would be
or,
a child.
Or you could go, either way, you can go back and, I mean, you've
Am I going-
interpreted the.
Am I going back in time?
Yeah, maybe like you can go back and be like, whatever the nice memory was, you can go back and like live that out for a second, feel that goodness.
I feel like I can.
It feels like you're resisting wanting
Well,
happiness.
I just feel like I can remember that time and go, that was really great.
Yeah, so that maybe if someone's just asking, what was your favorite childhood memory? It is an easier
Oh, okay,
question.
yeah. Because if you go back in time and are put back into your, I don't know, 8-year-old body,
Right, with
and
the
then you're
knowledge
like,
you have
I'm
now."
being forced to relive this memory. I have no choice.
All right, so what was one of your happiest childhood memories that comes to mind?
I did. Well, this is a general one, but when scrunchies, no.
Yeah, this big phase.
I remember thinking when I was 8 years old, I remember my friend Spencer Looney and I, Spencer Looney,
Great name.
lives in Hawaii. He and I remember like we were both 8, and I was like, I think we're at the perfect age. I think we were like, this is perfect. We were so happy
Yeah, that's
playing. We were like, for whatever reason, we were like, this is perfect age.
you both agreed on it.
Yeah, and I remember when I
That's
turned
really
9, I was like, well, it's no way.
Oh, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
We really peaked.
Darn
Okay,
it.
here's the last question. Ask him about the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
That's the
go
question.
Seahawks. Ask him about the
Wait,
Seahawks.
yeah,
So
wait,
what's your
didn't you-
question about the Seahawks?
Didn't you get to announce a game or
I
something?
announced a game.
How?
Yes.
And this is a team you obviously like. You don't hate them.
Yeah.
Okay,
It'd be
I'm
weird if
assuming.
I would be like,
Let me go announce this
What if
team
I-
hate.
I'm going to announce the Patriots game. Here come these jerks that always win.
See, I would listen to that sort of.
I would want, yeah, that's probably, yeah, yes, it was a dream come. I could not believe I was announcing for the Seahawks.
That's so. How do you even prep for that?
Well, you could study the 90 dudes that were on the team at that point.
Fair.
It was still a preseason game, so it was very good. They're not having me on in important games.
Yeah.
But so it's all nearly impossible. Some people can, but could keep track of that many people.
I can't.
I mean,
no.
I knew the starters and things like that. So what I did was, we're also in the Chargers' temporary home, which
Okay.
is a soccer stadium in Carson, which has very few seats compared to most. So it's a very unique place to watch a game. And Steve Rabel, who was on the team, is the Seahawks announcer and announced their Super Bowl wins and things like that.
Okay.
So he's a legend in Seattle. So I spent most of the time asking him questions, and he told an incredible story when he was on the team. He goes, well, now they use real sticky gloves to catch the ball.
Sure.
And they used to not have those. They would just take this stickum and put it on their hands.
Right.
Which became a problem because then it would get on the ball and the quarterback wouldn't be able to throw the ball very well. But this one dude on the team just slathered himself in the sticky stuff. And he said he practically could catch the ball without using his hands. It would just stick to
It's
his
like
chest.
a Velcro suit.
But then this was the sentence he said. He goes, during halftime, while he was smoking a cigarette, he set himself on fire. And because the stuff was super flammable.
Oh, God.
But I was like, all right, we're not,
There's a lot
I'm not
to
even
unpack here.
I'm not even paying attention to the game. I was like, let me get this straight. How many of you were smoking at
Professional
halftime?
athlete took a smoke break.
Can you imagine? It's like, ooh, I'm really winded. Ooh, ugh, I wonder why.
And then just
could you
plate on
imagine?
fire.
Just a player, just a
Could you
human
imagine
torch.
being a fan, like just seeing that out of the corner of your eye that happens?
Well, what happened to Bill? He self-immolated because he was unhappy with his play.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, that's amazing. What a beautiful image for all
Are
of
you a
us to end.
football fan?
Well, my family is Eagles. because South
Yeah.
Jersey, that whole. I
lived in Haddonfield, New Jersey for 2 years as a child, right outside of Cherry Hill.
Yep, that's where I live. Haddonfield was my high school. I went to Gateway, and Haddonfield was our tennis rivalries.
Were you on the tennis team?
I was not good at it, but I participated.
Have they asked you back to your high school?
Not that I know of. No.
Not that you know of.
No,
You've got a publicist, obviously.
I don't want to go back.
Have you? You're not old enough for a reunion at this point.
Oh yeah, it's gone, come and gone, and I did not participate because we had like our student president for whatever reason was in charge. Like we nominated like the drug addict funny kid to be our student president.
So it never got
and
organized.
So there was like I remember I don't do Facebook anymore, but at that point there was like a very half-hearted like we're going to the diner if anyone wants to come, and that was it. Yeah. I think it's Jersey.
unfair when you elect a class president senior year, and then they're like, well, you have to plan the reunion in 10 years. You might as well go you have to build a spaceship in the next 10 years. You're like, all right, sounds great.
Yeah, to a 17-year-old that just goes, sure, I'll deal with that 10 years from now.
Yeah, got it.
Joel, thank you for being here. You noticed this fortune cookie earlier, and every guest that makes time for being on the podcast gets a personalized fortune cookie from us to you. So this is
it personalized?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You can open it and take a look at what...
Oh, I'm not going to open it here.
Oh, okay, great.
Wait, all right, yeah. Here we go. Okay. Oh, it's really long.
Yeah, sorry.
Boy.
We think they're short every time.
Fuck you, Joel. What the? Okay. Beanbag was a literal beanbag in a past life in an apartment shared by 5 male college students. Life is rough. R-U-F-F.
Yeah, tough.
You know what my fortune for this is? Whoever wrote this will be sent to writer jail.
Yeah.
And will never be allowed back out.
We wanted to leave you with some
Life
cringe.
is rough. I'm going to tell Beanbag. I'm not going to tell the other dogs that they were not mentioned.
Yeah, that they weren't the star of this show.
I will say this about Beanbag. One last anecdote.
Yeah.
He is the greatest cuddler you've ever met. So if you happen to be asleep
near him,
no, if you are asleep and you're just kind of on your back, he will find a way to get near you, and he will put his head in between
like a neck
your
pillow?
Chin and your chest and press himself down on your neck. And you'll be like, this is so sweet. I'm dying, but it's so sweet. I'm losing oxygen right now.
Joking me.
But he's so sweet.
That's adorable.
And then if you move at all, he'll be like, all right, where are we going? And then I'll just slam it right there and again.
Oh.
And ironically, the dogs love my wife more than anyone. They follow her around like she is St. Francis.
I will just highly suggest more dog content on the Instagram. I think the world needs it.
I think I might put up that refrigerator one soon.
Please. Where can people find everything that you're doing if they don't already know? Where can they get the specials on Amazon?
Go to 1-800-DENTIST and
Mattress Giant.
Go to Mattress Giant. Go to I don't know. Go to
well, you're at Joel McHale.
Atlantis.com for the Nassau Resort. Let's see. Go to I'm at joelmchale.com, and then the special is on Amazon Prime, and you should definitely download that. It's called Live from Pyongyang, which I've already tricked a couple people into thinking that I actually went to North Korea to tape it, which I said, that's not really possible. And they were like, why not? And I was like, well, I don't want to get into it now. So go do that.
Thank you for making time.
Thank you.
Super appreciate it.
Super.
So super. All right, we'll see you guys next time on another episode of Not Too Deep. Goodbye.
Greatest episode ever.
Yeah.
Too deep, too deep, too deep, not too deep with Grace Helbig.
Not Too Deep is a production of Grace Helbig Incorporated, producer Melissa D. Montz, camera operator Katrina Henning, edited by Shireen Lani Yunus, post-production sound by Chris Henry, and an extra special thanks to Flula for the theme music.